This video is about the rise in personalised nutrition. You all know about the Australian Dietary Guidelines. This is what we call population-based nutrition advice. Guidelines are set according to age and gender and life stage, but now people want more. That's why we'll see an increase in the number of people seeking out nutrition coaches, nutritionists and dietitians to get a more personalised approach. Nutrition screening, meal planning, working out what foods are best for that individual are the kinds of services needed. This year though, it's going to go further than this. You may have heard of a term kicking around, nutrigenomics, which is about the interaction between the food we eat and our genes. This can help explain why people have different reactions to foods. We are actually all genetically very similar. We share 99.9% of our genes. It's that 0.1% that makes us different, gives us our eye and hair colour, but also determines how we metabolize and react to food. Scientists have isolated some gene variants specifically relating to caffeine, sugar-seeking behaviour, and obesity. As you know, working in the fitness industry, caffeine supplements and coffee are commonly used by clients and athletes to enhance performance, but they may only be effective for half the population. A certain gene has been identified as having an effect on how the liver metabolises caffeine. About 50% of the population are fast metabolisers of caffeine, 10% are slow, and the remaining 40% in between. Caffeine use has shown to increase athletic endurance in fast metabolisers, but not in slow metabolisers. In fact, those who metabolise caffeine slowly had a heightened risk of heart attack if they continued to drink coffee. Let's talk about obesity. Can people blame their genes for being obese? Well, there's been over 100 genes linked to obesity, and in particular, the FTO gene has been isolated. People who have a variant of this gene have a 20 to 30% higher risk of obesity. The thing is, most of us carry this FTO gene. 74% of people descended from Europe and 44% of Asians have an FTO variation. But it's only if the environment allows this gene to be expressed that obesity occurs. And this environment is the obesogenic environment we're all living in now. You know, the one with junk food everywhere, continual overeating, more sitting around. Just because you have a certain variant of a gene doesn't mean it will necessarily be expressed. It depends on the environment. So how do I know if I have these gene variants? Well, you can do a saliva test and find out. However, how accurate is this going to be? The position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in the US is that nutrigenomics is an emerging field and genetic testing is just not really ready to be used in practice to alter individual diets. The research shows that personalising advice is important and may result in better health outcomes. However, including any genetic testing to influence dietary habits seem to have no additional benefit. As a fitness professional without further nutrition training, if someone wants a genetic test interpreted, you'll need to refer them to a nutrition professional.